Sri Guru Charitra, Chapter 23. Brahma Rakshas attains liberation by Guru's grace. Preliminary. This chapter describes Gurunath's settling down at Kangapur Mutt at the request of the king of that place. Gurunath blesses the Brahma Rakshas and restores it to human form and grants him Satkati. Siddhamuni continues the narrative. As the news of Gurunath's miracle of making the decrepit and dry buffalo yield plenty of milk and making it wet again, and thus relieving the poverty of the Brahmins, spread, people started flocking to the Brahmin's house to see the buffalo, especially when it was being milked. Hitherto, Sri Narsimha Saraswati was almost incognito at Amaraja Sangam, not revealing himself to many. How long can the light hide itself under the bushel? The news about the divine sage spread all around. The king also came to the Sangam to pay his respects and obeisance to Sri Narsimha Saraswati. Seeing Gurunath, the king realized that this was none else but the supreme divinity, the supreme being which the Vedas tried their utmost to discover but could not succeed at all, and for whose vision, darshan, all the gods, angels and saints do the severest penances and austerities. He is the omniscient, the omnipotent and the omnipresent being, who is the creator, the sustainer and destroyer of the universe, and the abode of all wisdom, auspiciousness and divine virtues. He realized how blessed he, his kingdom and his people were that the intangible, infinite and the supreme being has chosen to appear before them in a visible and embodied form. The king fell at his feet and prayed that he should continue to stay in his kingdom only and should not leave the place and forsake them. He begged him to step into the palace and sanctify it. Sri Narsimha Saraswati felt that the time had now come for him to come out of his secluded life and to reveal himself freely to all, and to carry out his divine mission in a wider and fuller measure. He was also touched by the devotion of the king and felt that Kangapur, with the holy Sangam in its vicinity, is a merited place for his stay and for carrying out his mission. He gave his consent to the king, telling him that he would accede to his prayer and would stay at Kangapur. The king was overwhelmed with joy at this and realized how blessed he and his people were. Sri Narsimha Saraswati accompanied the king from Sangam to Kangapur. He was received in the palace in all grandeur. All the people came out to welcome him, throwing and offering flowers at his feet and waving lights and doing aarti. There was one big house in the palace grounds which was vacant and unoccupied. There was a Ashwatha tree by the side of the house. It was spacious, but it was believed to be a haunted house, a place haunted by a Brahma Rakshas, and hence was not considered by the king to be an apt place for Sri Narsimha Saraswati to reside. But Sri Narsimha Saraswati said that the place would suit him. As soon as he entered the house, the Brahma Rakshas came out in a fury with the object of assailing the intruder. But seeing Sri Narsimha Saraswati, the Brahma Rakshas realized that it was no intruder but the Redeemer who had come to bless all and him too. He fell prostrate at Gurunath's feet, begging to be forgiven for all his sins and to be saved by his grace. Sri Narsimha Saraswati, in great compassion, told the Brahma Rakshas that he had already been blessed by him and that he should go to the Bhima Amaraja Sangam and bathe in the holy waters of the confluence there, and all his sins would be expiated once and for all, and he would be released from rebirth forever. The king built a mutt at Kangapur, at the place for the divine guest to stay. Early morning Gurunath used to leave the mutt for the Sangam, which was a couple of miles away from the mutt. He used to have his bath there and perform all religious rites and then return to the mutt by midday. The king used to come every day by noon for the sage's darshan and for offering him his worship. The name and fame of Sri Narsimha Saraswati and of his divine miracles spread by now far and wide, and thousands of devotees used to pour in for Gurunath's darshan, for redress of afflictions of their body, mind and spirit. Thus ends the 23rd chapter of Sri Guru Charitra, describing Brahma Raksha Mukta Karanam. Glory to the all-merciful, the omnipresent and the ever-responsive Gurunath. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.